Hello again, and thank you so much for joining our webinar today, where we will discuss your annual true-up as a Central Coast Community Energy customer on our net energy metering program or solar billing plan. My name is Sophia Schwartzky, and I am on today with my colleagues, Jenna Espinosa and Jeff Railsback. Before we start, I want to review a few quick housekeeping items. We have designated time at the end of this presentation to take your questions. So please drop your questions in the Q&A box whenever they come up for you, and we will do our best to answer them at the end of the webinar. We had hundreds of questions submitted prior to the webinar, so we really tried to shape the presentation around those questions, and we will be answering some of those questions that were pre-submitted live as well. Jeff is going to drop the contact information for our customer service team in the chat now. This way you'll be able to reach out to us if we don't get to your question tonight. Also, just keep in mind, because everybody's energy bill is so different, we do recommend that you reach out to the customer service team if you want some one-on-one help with items specific to your energy bill and usage. Last housekeeping item, this webinar is being recorded, and we will send you a copy of these slides and a link to the recording in the coming days. So keep an eye on your inbox. So let's get started. Here is a quick look at our agenda for today. We will start with a quick review of what exactly 3CE is, and then we're going to discuss your annual true-up process. And finally, like I said, we'll finish off today with a live Q&A session. So for those of you who don't know, Central Coast Community Energy, or 3CE, is a public agency governed by a board made up of local elected officials who represent the cities and counties we serve. When we talk about the grid, we are describing a system made up of three distinct functions that work together to deliver energy to your home or business. Generation is where energy is produced. Energy can be generated from various sources. Once generated, energy travels along high voltage transmission towers and lines. These lines form a physical network that efficiently moves energy from where it's made to where it's needed. After reaching local substations, the energy is stepped down to a lower voltage and distributed to homes, businesses, and other buildings through smaller localized distribution lines. Our services work alongside PG&E or Southern California Edison, SCE, depending on where you live. 3CE handles energy generation, while PG&E or SCE transmits and delivers energy to you. 3CE provides an emphasis on renewable energy, competitive rates, and oversight by local governments, while ensuring direct investment back to our customers through our energy programs. Jeff is going to drop a link in the chat for you now. This is the link to 3CE's website where you can go to learn more about our agency. 3CE offers energy programs that provide direct benefits to our customers through cash rebates. These programs are designed to help you electrify your vehicles, homes, and businesses. They can help fund upgrades to home appliances, make purchasing an electric vehicle and installing charging infrastructure more affordable, and even support the construction of new homes or accessory dwelling units. These benefits extend beyond residential and commercial customers. These programs also support schools and transit agencies as they transition to electric buses, helping create cleaner, more sustainable transportation options for our communities. Jeff is going to go ahead and drop a link in the chat. This is where you can go to learn more about these programs and see how you can take advantage of them. So you received an invitation to this webinar because we identified you as being on one of 3CE's solar rates. If your solar application was submitted before April 15th of 2023, you are on a net energy metering rate. If your solar application was submitted on or after April 15th of 2023, you are on the solar billing plan. You can confirm which rate you are on by referencing your energy bill or reaching out to our customer service team. So I'd like to quickly review what it means to be on a net energy metering rate with 3CE. You are on a net energy metering rate if your solar application was submitted prior to April 15th of 2023. There are two net energy metering rates, that is NEM 1.0 and NEM 2.0. On these rates, you receive export credits at the retail rate of the energy you sent back to the grid at the time it was generated. An export credit is a dollar amount that you receive on your bill to offset past or future charges from 3CE within the same true-up period. If you have 20 years on either NEM 1.0 or NEM 2.0 before your account will be automatically transitioned to the solar billing plan. And Jeff is going to drop a link in the chat where you can go to learn more about net energy metering with 3CE. Now I'd like to take a moment to talk about what it means to be on the solar billing plan with 3CE. You are on the solar billing plan if your solar application was submitted on or after April 15th of 2023. On the solar billing plan, export credits are calculated using hourly rates, and these rates are available on our website. Again, an export credit is a dollar amount that you receive on your bill to offset past or future charges from 3CE within the same true-up period. For those on the solar billing plan, customers who are enrolled in state or federal financial assistance programs for energy bill payments like CARE and FARA receive additional compensation through our low-income adder. The low-income adder is applied for a total of 9 years and will appear as a separate line item on your energy bill if you participate in either or both of these programs. 3CE adopted the solar billing plan to promote affordability, increase reliability, and to encourage battery storage. And if he hasn't already, Jeff is going to drop a link in the chat where you can go to learn more about 3CE's solar billing plan. Next up is monthly billing. So all 3CE customers are billed monthly for energy generation. This means that you continue to receive one bill from PG&E or SCE. PG&E or SCE will charge our shared customers for the transmission and distribution of energy, while 3CE handles the charges for energy generation services. Your monthly bill will show the balance between the credits generated by your solar system and the charges on your account. If your solar system generates fewer credits than the total charges, your 3CE charges will be positive, which means you owe a balance. But if your solar system generates more credits than total charges, your 3CE charges will be negative, which means you've earned export credits. So these credits are automatically saved and applied to reduce past and future charges for energy generation within the same true-up period. Monthly billing allows our customers to monitor how their solar systems are performing and see whether they are generating more or fewer credits relative to their charges. This also removes the possibility of a large year-end charge from 3CE during your annual true-up. So next, I'd like to talk about what you can expect from the upcoming annual true-up. For all 3CE customers, the annual true-up occurs in December each year. Keep in mind that you're going to have a second true-up with PG&E for energy transmission and delivery only. 3CE's true-up is for energy generation only. So during the annual true-up, the first thing that happens is your export credits are reconciled. This means that any export credits remaining on your bill are applied to offset your generation charges from earlier in the year prior to the accrual of export credits. So customers who generate more energy than they use over the course of the year, we call them net generators. And net generators then receive net surplus compensation. And I'll get into that in just a minute here. You'll see your annual true-up statement on your January or February bill, depending on your meter read date. This statement will provide a full breakdown of your export credits and net surplus compensation. As a reminder, export credits are accrued when the credits from your solar system exceed the charges on your account on any given month. These credits are applied to offset future generation charges from 3CE within the same true-up period. At the annual true-up, if you have any remaining export credits and previously paid for energy earlier in the year, before those credits were accrued, you will receive a refund for the amount you paid up to your available credits. So the next thing I want to talk about is net surplus compensation. Net surplus compensation is the dollar amount a net generator receives from 3CE during the annual true-up. You are a net generator if you generated more energy than you consumed throughout the entire year. To calculate your net surplus compensation, we take the total amount of kilowatt hours that you over-generated, and we multiply that number by our net surplus compensation rate. The resulting balance is the dollar amount you will receive after the true-up. And 3CE's net surplus compensation rate is simply the average market rate for energy over the year. So let's talk about how you will receive your net surplus compensation. If your net surplus compensation balance is below $200 for residential customers or $500 for commercial customers, you don't need to take any action. The balance will be automatically applied to your bill as a credit to pay for future charges from 3CE. If your net surplus compensation balance is above these thresholds, you have 45 days from receiving your true-up statement to request that the balance is mailed to you in the form of a check. And you can do this by visiting our website. Earlier, Jeff dropped links in the chat for our net energy metering program and solar billing plan. So it'll be those same links that you would follow to fill out that form to request your net surplus compensation in the form of a check. Now, if you're above these thresholds and you don't request a check, you don't need to worry. The balance will remain on your bill as a credit and will automatically be applied to future charges from 3CE or PG&E. So the last thing that I want to tell you all about is a new program that 3CE launched in July. This is our residential battery rebate program. So this program is for our customers who are on the solar billing plan or don't have solar at all. And it's a post-purchase rebate towards the installation of residential battery storage. The base incentive is $300 per kilowatt hour of that battery storage capacity, up to 26 kilowatt hours of capacity. Now, if you are a customer who participates in those financial assistance programs, CARE or FARA, or if you're on a medical baseline rate, you are eligible for an additional $200 per kilowatt hour of that battery's capacity. So the total incentive there would be $500 per kilowatt hour of battery capacity. And finally, if you're a customer on our Net Energy Metering 1.0 or Net Energy Metering 2.0 rate who decides that they're going to leave that rate early and transition to the solar billing plan, you would also be eligible for that increased $500 incentive. And Jeff is going to drop a link in the chat for you now where you can learn more about the residential battery rebate program.